Welcome back. I'm going to go ahead with another quick run through inside the game, Soul Worker. Directly behind me is Last Carnival. This is one of the endgame casual raids, and it's pretty straightforward to do. The nice thing is that once you clear out the normal version, you get the elemental, and then, yes, once you got the elemental, you can farm any of these different fragments to make your soul stones. And I've just been doing that for a little bit, and you can see I already got some blueprints, I already got a few refiners, I got some soul stones, I got some jewelry, I got titanium, that kind of thing. But what I'm going to show you this time, first with a quick summary, then actually doing it, is how to do a very quick run in LC, as I usually call this. See, the fun thing with farming these fragments is that you can expect to get basically less than 80 a time. 80. Which means that since it takes a whole lot of them to get a soul stone, say to level 6, that does take a while. So you want to be efficient. So in order for me to accomplish that, the gear I recommend at minimum, you should have at least +4 AOV Mature, Ultra Void Maniac. But if you can get it as high as I did to +8/9, that's good. If you get the Covenant of Void set, which is also from AOV Maniac, then you also get the helpful thing, which is on this set, that extra crit damage and extra damage to boss. Both of those are really helpful. On this set, you definitely want to go ahead and just get it, because all these bonuses really come in handy. The real killer is going to be the Akashic Records. For this one, I basically go ahead with Junk Knight. Kansas City, I forget which dungeon, but if you go and run that episode repeatedly and kill this guy, eventually he'll give you his card. You get this up to +2, it covers a massive area, so it's really useful for clearing it. It overlaps nicely with the Hand of God, or GH, as this is often called. Basically, with both of these, it helps clear out the areas much faster. The other cards you take are pretty much going to be up to you, but if you have excellent gear, as I do, I would just take something like these two cards. Increase your attack speed. So that's really going to be a big deal. I just run the giant card simply because, hey, I'm still powerful, I don't need a lot of it anyway. I'm going to swap it out for my Megadon here, because the extra stamina boost comes in handy. Now for Last Carnival, you're also going to notice that I have several heals, 3 of them instead. You need a quick heal. The Petamedic is basically your best one. 10,000 HP is always significant, particularly when you have this much health. I also use the improved 8 hit points, and I also use this improved kit, 100% full heal, because that also helps. And I also have the improved HP kit because, hey, you got tons of them anyway. Plus, both of them do have pretty long heals, so I generally only use them when near death. Now, for the first room where you have basically the invincible Jester and you have to defeat the minions first, I will go ahead and use Junk Knight to start. This way, boom! I take out his ads, then once that shield drops, I can fell it, I can drop that Jester 1 attack. Move on to the second room. I will make use of my various AoE attacks. You can see that I got Rain of Blades for, this is on Haru, I got Rain of Blades, as well as War Blades, and a few of my moves in multiple combos. I like to make sure that I have all of them available, so that as soon as I'm taking out all those mobs, I got multiple ways to use the same skill. It helps me basically ensure that, hey, I'm not going to have the needed skill on cooldown. So, the second room is not really that difficult. I also use Hand of God there. Basically lets me pulverize it. The main thing to watch for in that room is you want to take out the blue clowns, because those bombs will paralyze you if they hit. There's no avoiding that if they hit, so you need to take them out first. Then in the third room, where you have the floor being on fire all over the place, I found that using Junk Knight and God Hand, as well as your biggest AoE attacks to clear out the various weak monsters, you do this in good time, you can get this whole dungeon down in like about 4 minutes. My quickest so far is 3 minutes 4 seconds. Then the final area, of course, the second to final, where you have to jump over the fire. It's a really irritating part. I bet there are a lot of players who would love for it to be removed, which is kind of why I decided to run Megadon, because you have to jump over those fires, and it takes some timing. I will let my timing speak for itself there in that section, and it is also why I recommend having both of these slotted for hotkeys, because the main irritant is everything in this game is server side, not your computer side. It's on the server side. So that means what the server sees is not going to be what your PC, not going to be what your computer sees. So you might very well think on this screen, hey, I'm not on the fire. Well, the server is going to say that you're on the fire. And in this case, the server is always right. So that's why I have both of these heals there, because in case that happens, I can survive. And then, of course, final area, you take on the Jester. Some people might ask why I do not kill him right away. It's simple. There are a few tubbies, as I call those big fat clown bosses. They spawn in, and each of them also drops a few rewards. Mostly just these irregular stones and titanium, sometimes brutes or some of these cores, but I like to get all the rewards. So I'm going to go ahead and show you now. Here is how I run it. And you will notice I run elemental because I could do this, but this gives me also the fragments for making soul stones. So gonna keep that. Okay. Okay, straight in.
현재 이상공백 내부는 로코타운에서 조우했던
Okay, go back and do something like this to phase 4 Junk Knight.
규격 자체를 달리합니다. 주의해 주세요.
Use a massive AoE attack. Down he goes. Easy, no? Second area. Priority, take out these guys ASAP. Okay. I also like to use Supernova. Sometimes it will block. Oh, come on, where'd you go? Yeah, see, that asshole got me. But I got revenge. God hand is in. Those two go splat. Take out one side. How much work the God hand saved me. And there's one guy I didn't notice. If you make good time, then yeah, you're going to make good time, yeah, you're going to have the walking boost from this. I know some people like to sprint around and you can do it, but I find that the slower speed here makes it a lot easier to get everything.
발 아래에서 거대 열원 감지. 특정 에리어에 지속적으로 화염지대가
You need
생성됩니다.
to keep in mind,
화염지대를
these two
피해가며
guys,
전투를 진행해 주세요.
you have to, I repeat, you have to take them out. No, because Junk Knight cannot do that. Let the clowns in. Massive attack. Smash. Stab. Repeat. Kill. Also, since the floor tends to be on fire here a great deal, I don't usually wait. I just go in. Got hand. Finish clearing the room. Also, take a good look before leaving, because sometimes you will miss treasure. I've done that too. Now, the hated part. The timing speaks for itself. See, See how it happened? That's why I keep that. Okay, now I had it very easy there, but what can frequently happen is I will get stuck there. That's why I always have Control Q right next to my left. Whatever. That's why I keep those on hand. Now I'll wait for the tubbies to spawn in. Charge up my wind blade, because that's hard as my attack. Splat. There we go. And start gathering up the treasure because I'm a greedy girl. And yeah, it's a little shorter than my best, but didn't take quite as 3 minutes 32 is a bit slow, but when you're dealing with some irritating mechanics, not a big deal. So it's pretty much how I do last Carnival. So, and I would also point out that do not get frustrated if things don't work out so well, because what's going to destroy your gameplay, your doing well, more than anything, what's going to destroy you is if you get impatient and you jump those fires. Well, you need to give yourself time to heal. And yeah, you can say I got some decent rewards this time, but I'm not particularly worried about it. So, anyway, I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in game.